Hello and welcome to this wee example on trigonometry, and we're going to look at a question here that's similar to some of the ones on your sheet in that it's in context. Now that means there's a wee story that surrounds the question. Okay, so we can see here a submarine S dives for 300 metres at an angle of 24 degrees to the surface. So this is obviously the surface of the water here. Calculate the depth of the submarine as shown in the diagram. Okay, now in this bit as well, it always says do not use scale drawing, and all that means when it's in a test is that you're not allowed to draw out the triangle and then measure the angle or measure the side with a ruler. Okay, you have to use trigonometry to do it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do with any trigonometry question is to name the sides. So we can see where the hypotenuse is, it's opposite the right angle, so we're going to label that with an H, and opposite the angle is the opposite side, so we're going to put an O on that. The adjacent side is the surface of the water, it's here, but we can see there's nothing written here, so we're not going to write any letters on that at all. Now if we were to write out SOHCAHTOA, we can see that it's SAW, so it's sine we're using. So we start off our working by writing down sine theta equals O over H. And again, I do apologise for the quality of the writing here, guys. Now, our angle is 24, so our next line is going to be sine 24 is equal to, and our opposite is the depth, so we're going to just call that D, and the hypotenuse is 300, as we can see there, so we're going to just put 300 on the bottom. Now, our next line, all we need to do is we need to multiply the 300 and the sine 24 together, and remember we're going to write it down with the number coming first. So that's 300 times sine 24, and if we put that into our calculator, we find that D is 122.02 metres, and that's our answer. Finished. So, as I say, this is similar to some of the other questions you'll see in your revision sheet, and all that you really need to concentrate on is where the triangle comes from. So if you want to draw out the triangle separately, then that's fine to take some of the other details off of it. Sometimes you get trees and things and boats on the water. This time we've just got a squiggly line up here that's all that's different from a normal triangle, so we don't really need to draw it again. But if you wanted to do a separate drawing, then that would be okay to make it a wee bit easier for yourself. But apart from that, the working is just exactly the same. So we've got the first line where we write out the relationship, sine theta or cos theta or tan theta, whatever it happens to be. Then you make it specific to your triangle, so 24 comes from the angle, the depth, and the 300 as well. Then all we need to do is multiply these two together, and we put the number first because the calculator sometimes makes a wee mistake. If you put sine times 300, it sometimes does 24 times 300 and then takes the sine of it, which is it's wrong. So if you try and put the number in first of all, then that'll help you, and then you just write down your answer, remembering your units as well, please. Okay, so that's it. So that's one of the examples. I hope that helps you to complete some of the work in the trigonometry revision sheet for Tuesday, and I will see you then.